Paltrow go on and on about her diet and her Pilates. The whole time Oprah looks like she wants to fucking eat that Pilates. She wants to give it to Paula Deen to deep fry it. Put some sugar on it and eat it. Did you like Paula Deen and My Life on the D-List? She is a hoot. We had some good celebrities this year on My Life on the D-List. Paris Hilton, Paula Deen, Gloria Estefan, Rosie O'Donnell, Cat Williams, T.I. before he went to prison. You know, not all of our guests are out of prison currently. Every so often, you know that, right? T.I. is in prison. Yeah. We got him like a fucking week before he went to prison. I know. Or as I call it, his getaway. It's a staycation. It's a staycation. Very trendy. Yeah, I like that T.I. I do. I think his show is good. He enjoys the machine guns. But other than that, he's very sweet. And I don't know if you know this, but no one on the corner has swagger like him. Woo! So anyway, we do the what? Oh, the getaway. Well, his was like, he walks, he literally does walk like this. He was like, no one on the corner has swagger like that. Swagger like that. He's like a handicapped person. Special needs. All right, so I'm sure he's got some very special needs in a fucking Arkansas prison. Hi, gays, that was for you. So, the gays, you guys like T.I., right? He's cute. He is, he occasionally, shoots people and shit, but besides that, he's very affable, very sweet. Did you guys see the finale with Barry Manilow? Alright, so we did the finale of My Life on the D-List, and Suzanne Summers is there, and she's trying to get me to stop drinking Diet Coke, because she says it's evil and all this stuff. And I do actually drink a lot less because of her, but Barry Manilow shows up, and I will say, Barry Manilow is awesome, but he is a fucking weird-looking dude. You know, he's an icon, he's a legend, but holy fuckballs, he is looking like an old lady turtle at this point. Talented old lady turtle. I saw him last week. I went to Vegas to see Liza Minnelli do a show in Vegas. I have so much shit to tell you, you're not even gonna fucking believe it. Oh, honey, I was so nervous. Oh, speaking of Liza, I also saw Paula Abdul, and you can make the connection between those two. You can do that on your own Chicago. You don't need him for that. All right, so anyway, so back to Oprah. So Oprah's sitting there on the couch with Paltrow, then she's got to sit there and listen to everybody's fucking diet plan. Here's what I don't like. I don't like when these actresses try to bullshit you about the Hollywood diet. All right, it's not macrobiotic, it's not vegetarian. I will tell you the Hollywood diet, and it's called cocaine and Red Bull. Cocaine and Red Bull. Ask Lindsay. Ask Lindsay. Did you hear that there might be a Lindsay Lohan intervention? I know, coming up, I read that online, that there might be a Lindsay Lohan intervention. I would love to get a ticket, if anybody can go to Ticketmaster. I'm sure the father is going to televise it in some way. And we'll get to the Goslings later, because at this point, we basically know their schedule better than we know our own. I can tell you where the Goslings are going to be this weekend, more than I can tell you where we're going to be. Okay, so anyway, Oprah's sitting there on the couch, and now it's Whitney time. So at the beginning of the show, Oprah turns, and I thought this was really weird too, that Whitney didn't want to come here to the Oprah show, because she probably knew she was going to say some fucking crazy shit that you guys wouldn't be having. But instead, she did the interview in an empty theater in New York, which I still don't think Whitney is quite aware of exactly where they were. Like, I don't think she's always proud of where she is. I think she just thought she was in, like, her parlor. I'm not sure, but it's not about that. So Oprah sits there, and you know it has to kill Oprah. And I'm sure they're old pals, but it has to kill her that Whitney has done fucking decades of speedballing crack or whatever the fuck. It looks fucking great. It looks great. It is a mystery. She better never do one of those like public service announcements, because it's gonna make every kid in America want to be on crack. She looks fucking, I would do it. Where do I sign? Where do I get that crack program? She looks fucking great. Her body looks great. She's sitting there in the tight dress and the Christian Louboutin shoes, and Oprah's just sitting across her, just fucking big as a house. And strong as a motherfucker. All right, let me just say this in defense of big giant Oprah. No, the reason that I prefer her big. And I'm not a doctor. I can't back this up in any way. I think that her head is too gigantic to be on a skinny person. I'm not technically a scientist, but I would say that the greatest doctors in the land will back that up. She has a big, gigantic head full of thoughts. Full of thoughts. And the skinny Oprah just looks weird and cartoony. I just like her just the way she is. I like when she and Gail just cuddle up together. Those nice, cuddly, warm nights. Get those scones from Williams and Sonoma. Eat separate boxes of those. And just spoon. All right, so then the interview begins. And of course, Oprah's all about getting Whitney to admit that she's done crack, how much crack she's done, if crack is indeed whack or unwhack, or if it's gotten less whack over the last 7 years. And, she wants a story. Now, didn't you think it was kind of interesting? See, this is why I don't think that Whitney is really sober. Didn't you think that Whitney would be sort of harder on Bobby? I mean, I felt like there were moments in that interview where it seemed like she was kind of like still into Bobby. And that freaked me out because I really thought she'd be saying, I have my juicer and I have my this nutrition. No, she was like sort of skirting the issue about whether or not she's doing any drugs. And then, you know what she would talk about when Oprah would say, "Are you clean and sober?" She would go to my friend, Jesus. Did you notice? So, are you doing any drugs at all? And she was so fucking cracky, even talking about how uncracky she was. And so she started quoting the Bible, which to me means crackhead. No, I mean, they quote the Bible in church, but when you're quoting the Bible, when you're trying to convince someone that you're not doing crack, you're doing some fucking crack. I'm not a theologian, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I did love those stories, though, about how she and Bobby would go on their benders. Although, that show, Being Bobby Brown, I thought was like one of the greatest shows in the history of television. I know, it was so fascinating. And then she was telling Oprah, because, now that show has aired and re-aired, it's not like we can't act like we don't know some shit that we know. I mean, we all saw it. But I love when Whitney was telling Oprah how she and Bobby would get fucking jacked up on coke, and then he would spray paint evil eyes on the walls that would look at her. Oh no, am I making this up? Right? He was spray paint evil eyes. Now, wasn't that one of those moments where you were like, no, did that really happen? Or was that a fucking crack? Like, I didn't know what was real in that interview, and you could tell that Oprah didn't know what was real either. And it takes a lot to make Oprah, it takes a lot to make Oprah's head explode. You know what I mean? I mean, she has heard everything, seen everything. Not since Kirstie Alley pledged to lose weight. Please tell me that you saw Kirstie Alley on Oprah last time. It was delish. Okay, so, and we'll get back to Whitney in a second, but I just think, I'm sorry, I think it's a fucking riot that Kirstie Alley got millions of dollars from Jenny Craig, millions of dollars, gained the weight back, and then some, and fucking cashed the check. Or ate it. I don't know what the fuck she did. Have you called Jenny yet? No, Kirstie, I don't think she took your call. But when she went on Oprah and pledged to come back on Oprah in November, that's right, less than 3 weeks away, and be thinner and more ripped than Valerie Bertinelli, even Oprah had to give her the Barbara Walters retracto head. What was Kirstie thinking? Pledging on the Oprah show to come back in fucking 3 weeks and be skinnier than Bertinelli. Now,